Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College of Medicine session of the 137th Spring Convocation of the University of Manitoba. My name is Mel Braun. I'm a professor of singing at the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this morning. We do welcome you to take pictures during the ceremony, but please do so from your seats. The moment that people start standing, somebody gets blocked, and it's just best if everybody can see. You are also reminded to turn your cell phones to silent at this time. Following the ceremony, you're invited to attend a reception. Students will recess to the reception area in the J.A. Hildy's Court and the Joe Dope Concourse in Level 2 of Basic Medical Sciences building. Please plan to meet your graduate in the reception area. I would like to welcome the guests here, seated in front of me on the right, who are special guests of the President of our university and guests of recipients of special honors and awards at today's ceremony. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the department heads and faculty members of the College of Medicine and Faculty of Health Sciences who've joined us today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the academic procession and our graduating students. Now, graduands, if you wouldn't mind, please rise and join Diane Kim, accompanied by Lonnie Chung, both of the 2016 College of Medicine graduating class, in the singing of O Canada. And then, if you could, remain standing for the traditional honor song and invocation.
Can you hear me? Bonjour. Hello. Sorry. We bedeshkana kwa dishnikas. Makwa dudem. Pine Creek, Cody, First Nation Donji. My spirit name is Hollow Horned Woman, after the buffalo horn, where they used to put medicine inside the horn of the buffalo. That is my spirit name. My English name is Justina McKay. I'm carrying tobacco and was passed tobacco by Mark to sing a song for you. The song I'm going to sing is the bear song, and I woke up this morning hearing it in my mind because the bear represents medicine, and I was given the bear clan by my elder Margaret Lavely. So I would like to sing this song for you because I feel it's very appropriate for today with Faculty of Medicine.
Way
That means thank you.
Good morning. I offer today's invocation in recognition of the many paths through which our students, faculty, staff, and guests find meaning in life. Whether we understand this to be in the mystery of a God, in the beauty of nature, in the elegance of science or art, in seeking justice for all people, or in 100 other endeavors affirming the goodness in life, I invite you all to join me in this intention for our graduates. Go forth to do the good work set before you. Be tireless. Seek the common good. Love and nurture the people and things you value. Attend to your work with integrity, so that what you believe may be what you do. Trust the knowledge you have gained to heal and the wisdom you have gathered to help. Walk with compassion and kindness, both for others and for yourselves. Embrace the capacity to celebrate your successes and learn from your failures. May your lives unfold in beautiful ways beyond your own comprehension, as you use your skills to contribute so much to the lives of others. Surrounding you are family, faculty, friends, and guests. On behalf of all those gathered here, congratulations and peace to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. So, good morning, graduands, friends and family, distinguished guests, welcome to all of you. This is a special day here. To begin with, it's Manitoba Day. 146 years ago, our province was incorporated into Canadian Confederation. And 50 years ago, Manitoba's official flag, bearing a bison not unlike the one that graces our university crest, was first dedicated and raised, so happy birthday to Manitoba. There are a number of special guests joining us at today's convocation ceremonies. I'd like to acknowledge those seated here on the platform. Our Chancellor, Mr. Harvey Sector, and also to welcome a recipient of our highest honor, the honorary degree, Dr. Paul Handleff, about whom you'll hear more later. And also to welcome to our platform Dr. William Pope, recipient of the Distinguished Service Award, Ms. Beth Beaupre, Assistant Deputy Minister in the Department of Health and Workforce, Dr. Ernest Rady, a previous honorary degree recipient, Dr. Anna Jomek, Registrar of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba, Ms. Patricia Povey, Chair of the Board of Governors, Dr. Arnold Neymark, President and Dean Emeritus, and Dr. John Wade, Dean Emeritus, and also on the platform, members of the senior administration of the university, deans and associate deans, who have played important roles in the achievements that are being celebrated. So thank you all for being here. As president of the University of Manitoba, I formally declare this convocation session to be open. The University of Manitoba campuses are located on the original lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories, we acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. I want to thank Justina McKay for sharing the honor song today. We're gathered here to celebrate the results of countless hours of hard work on the part of the 106 individuals graduating today as physicians, and also to honor the strong institutional foundations and personal support that helped them along their journey, and to remind all of us of the rich legacy that will take these folks forward with them as they serve their communities. Graduands, as I look at you, I'm aware of the tremendous possibilities. Each of you has taken a unique journey to arrive here. You possess unique gifts, which you've been able to nurture and develop here at the university, and you'll find a unique path in life and leave a unique legacy. Each of us finds a way to give back to our society. Philanthropy, too, involves gifts and bringing together generous people who possess the desire and ability to give, and matching them with appropriately meaningful and worthy opportunities for investment. It's in this spirit that we'd like to make a special announcement today, which I'm thrilled to be able to share with this audience. This announcement speaks to legacy, to the wondrous miracle of people giving and receiving gifts with care and compassion. Our announcement today, for me, represents the perfect match in giving because it brings full circle a family's relationship with this institution, this faculty, and this college. To tell us more, it's a pleasure to invite to the podium University of Manitoba Vice President External, John Kiersey.
Thank you, President Barnard. Mr. Chancellor, platform guests, all in attendance here today, especially our class of 2016. Happy graduation day. It was 50 years ago, in 1966, the same year that Manitoba flag flew proudly from Government House, as the President referred to, that a young couple, both born and raised here in Winnipeg, both alumni of this university, moved with their family to San Diego, California, to transplant some of our Manitoba magic into that golden state. That magic, combined with keen intelligence, gritty determination, and winning personalities, did wonders. Before long, this couple became leaders in their professions, their community, and as you'll hear more about, leaders in philanthropy. I'm speaking of Mr. and Mrs. Ernest and Evelyn Rady. Evelyn graduated from the University of Manitoba with a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Social Work, and a Master's of Social Work. Ernest crossed our stage 3 times to receive a Bachelor of Commerce, a Bachelor of Laws, and just last year, an honorary Doctorate of Laws, making him Dr. Ernest Rady, albeit different from the doctors we're here to celebrate today. That's 6 degrees between Evelyn and Ernest from this institution. In San Diego, Ernest and Evelyn have dedicated their lives to improving the futures of young people through strategic and transformational investment in health and education. They're an amazing couple, loving, energetic, and giving. And today, we are thrilled to celebrate their giving, their generosity, and their passion for philanthropy. Today, it is my privilege and pleasure to announce on behalf of Dr. Ernest and Evelyn Rady their transformational gift to the University of Manitoba's Faculty of Health Sciences, which includes colleges of dentistry, medicine, nursing, pharmacy, and rehabilitation sciences. It is a gift that will inspire the brightest minds, just like we have here today, fuel discovery through research, and create places and spaces to teach, to learn, and to thrive. To honor Ernest's parents, Max and Rose Rady, the Rady Family Foundation is donating the largest gift ever to the University of Manitoba. Ernest and Evelyn Rady, we want to thank you for taking your place front and center with your amazing gift of $30 million. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming to the podium Dr. Ernest Rady.
feel like crying. I'm not sure it's because I'm partying with the money or the great speech he made. I may have done too much when he gave me a hug. I figure, well, maybe I overdid it. Anyway, thank you, Vice President Kersey, and thank you all for your warm welcome. Chancellor Sector, President Bernard, Board Chair Patricia Bovey, Dean Postel, members of the platform, faculty and staff, proud parents, relatives and friends, and most importantly, the 2016 graduating class of the College of Medicine, Faculty of Health Sciences. I'm deeply honored to be here and to convey my wife's, Evelyn, deep regrets for having to miss this special occasion. It is a tremendous privilege to be addressing you upon the culmination of your years of hard work and study. This is a proud day, not only for the graduates and their families, but also for the faculty and staff who gave their time, their energy, and their hearts to impart their knowledge and wisdom to you to help you to reach this momentous occasion. It's been a long and arduous road for all of you, and you have sat through countless lectures on your journey to this day, so I certainly don't want to keep you in your seats for yet another lengthy speech. That's a relief, isn't it? Yeah. As John Kersey announced on behalf of myself and my wife, Evelyn, the Rady Family Foundation is thrilled and privileged to honor my parents, Max and Rose Rady, by making this gift to the Faculty of Health Science of the University of Manitoba. I usually cry when I lose money. I'm okay. John referred to the 6 degrees shared between Evelyn and me, and I also want to add to my sisters Marjorie and Mintle. Both are here with me this morning. Also earned the degrees from the University of Manitoba. And the Rady family's history with this fine institution reaches even farther back than that. My father, Avram Radoskevich, immigrated to Manitoba from Russia in 1893. I think you can only guess why he changed his to Maxwell Rady, because who's going to remember to come to see Dr. Radishes and Cabbages? When he arrived in this country, Max Rady came to Canada for a better life. When he first arrived, he lived in a spare room with his sister and brother-in-law, who were farmers. He worked as the secretary of the Talmud Torah and put himself through medical school right here at the University of Manitoba. He graduated in 1920 and became an OBGYN. And what an achievement that is. A Russian immigrant, probably didn't speak the language. They had a quota on Jews getting in, and my father succeeded. I can't tell you how much I admired what he accomplished. Later, he met my mother, Rose, who worked as a substitute teacher at the time, and they married in 1922. My mother, Rose Rady, was very active in the community, and throughout her life, she worked tirelessly for many charitable causes. My father shared her values of giving to those in need. He did relief work during the Depression, and he gave generously of his service as a doctor, even to those who could not afford it. He loved practicing medicine. He loved helping people. He was a very kind man and a loving father to me and my sisters, and caring husband to my mother. When I was 15 years old, my father's health began to fail. As a result, I knew that I had to take on a supporting role in the family. While I was still in high school, I began running the family business, which was a small auto finance company, and I also undertook the task of managing the family's finances. My two sisters, their husband, and I also came together to take responsibility for other day-to-day matters and to fill the emotional head of the family. I continued to oversee the family's business and finances, and while I attended the University of Manitoba, and for a period of time while I attended law school, I worked afternoons at a lumber yard and a building material company owned by my father-in-law. As may be the case for many of you, things were not always easy. Some would say I had to make sacrifices, but I never saw it that way. I enjoyed everything I did. and I had the love and support of my parents and sisters. I worked hard, I persevered, I earned my degrees and honors from this exceptional university. Over the years, through continued hard work, I've been fortunate to have many successes in my life. I've started a number of different types of businesses that have grown and succeeded, from financing to banking to insurance to real estate and even oil and gas. But my greatest accomplishment was convincing my lovely wife, Evelyn, to marry me 57 years ago. And now we have three wonderful children. I'm never doing this again, I'll tell you. Somebody's going to read this for my half next time. And 5 grandchildren. As you are launching headlong into the next great phase of your lives, I hope that I can give you a little bit of advice that has always served me well in both business and in my life. First, do what you love to do. Don't be afraid of change. Right now, you probably think you don't need this advice. Each of you is about to graduate with a degree that will allow you to pursue your dreams of helping other people to live healthier and hopefully a happier life. Medicine is an honorable calling, very honorable calling. You will all make a difference in someone's life. And as long as you love what you're doing, keep doing it. But if over time you realize you're no longer happy, don't be afraid of change. Maybe you started out working in one type of environment, or you started out pursuing one medical specialty, and later you realize that's not what you thought. That's okay. Find a different environment or another specialty and pursue that with all of your zeal and desire. That's how you succeed. That's how you find happiness. Second, choose wisely. In friends and in work, you do and the goals you pursue and your charitable endeavors. Surround yourself with people who care about you and who share your principles. Never compromise your morals, and don't spend time with people who ask you to. Start each day with a clear conscience, and your reputation will precede you. People will know you are to be an honorable and ethical person, and they will give you their trust and confidence. Finally, give back. As much as I love making money, and I love making money, some of my happiness has come from giving back. Not as much as making it, tell you the truth. For example, when I served on the board of the Children's Hospital of San Diego, California, I saw how difficult it was for Children's Hospital to raise money. Despite donors were either too young and without the means to give, such as the parents of the children who treated there, or they were adults who were treated at adult hospitals, and that's where they wanted to give their money. I realized that what I needed to do was to be the one to lead the effort. I was fortunate enough at that time to be able to make a gift that was meaningful and transformative for that hospital. And since that time, it has inspired others, donors to the hospital. When I hear the stories of children who are gravely ill and that have made a full recovery because of the resources and exceptional care they received at Rady Children's Hospital, it makes my heart full. In that spirit of wanting to make a difference, a big difference, I decided to make a gift to my alma mater, and specifically to the Faculty of Health Science in honor of Max and Rose Rady. They taught me the values of hard work and giving back. The College of Medicine is where my father got a start and allowed him to make a difference in the lives of so many people here in Manitoba, and the college is of particular significance to myself and my sisters. I hope you will all follow the example of the two people our family is honoring here today and give back. Make a difference in someone's life. Do that, and you'll make a difference in yours. In conclusion, I'm going to leave you with a quote that I hope you'll remember and take to heart. Someone once said, "Whatever you want to do, do it now, for life is time, and time is all there is." Truer words were never spoken, so revel in this moment. Share the joy with those who have helped you get this far. Settle for nothing less than excellence. Go out and do great things that make us proud and make all of you make yourself proud. Congratulations. God bless. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to honor my parents, Max and Rose Rady.
Ernest, I think you've given us the opportunity to be both proud and humble at the same time. I find myself being proud of being associated with this institution, which has meant so much to you, and humbled by your example of generosity. We're gathered here today on a very special day. It's University President. We'd like to make this happen every graduation, but it's never happened before. So it's a special day for us, and we want it to be a special day for you as well. So to that end, I'm pleased to announce that the Senate and the Board of Governors of the University of Manitoba have agreed that in honor of your family, the Faculty of Health Sciences will be renamed the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences, and to honor your father, the College of Medicine will be renamed the Max Rady College of Medicine. So it's a good name, it fits, we honor the legacy, and we pledge to make you proud. This is a historic day. We remember historic days in the provinces past. And to everyone who's here today, but especially the graduates, I encourage all of us to carve our own paths, to make our own history, and make future Manitoba days equally great, because great things are possible here. I now invite the Dean to address us.
Morning. Chancellor Sector, Vice Chancellor Bernard, Dr. Rady, Dr. Handleff, Dr. Pope, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our graduating class of 2016. My name is Brian Postal, and I'm the Dean of the now Rady Faculty of Health Sciences and the Max Rady College of Medicine. What a magnificent gift. 4 years ago, you looked a little more frightened. I think I said to you this was going to go by in a blink, and I think you would all agree that it's gone by in a blink. You're sitting here now full of anticipation. Most of us know that deep down inside there's also an aliquot of trepidation. You're not quite sure you're ready to go out there. You're pretty nervous that you're now going to be part of a team and be making decisions in part on your own. I would remind you, always with supervision, that leaves you a little bit unsure. I think we can tell you without any hesitation, after something like 138 years of doing this, that you're well prepared. I think probably the best prepared graduates in the country. You've had wonderful faculty, wonderful supports, and have had exposure to patients and the privilege of being exposed to patients who have allowed you to learn on their needs and in ways that hopefully you'll appreciate for the rest of your careers. The expectations from those patients and from the community are high but important, and also simple. They expect some empathy, some caring, and I'll remember last year, Danny Class quoted a prominent physician who said the best way to care for patients is to care for patients. They expect some capacity for you to listen to their concerns and to give them the opportunity to share in their care. And interestingly, from their perspective, perhaps last, is they expect you to be competent. In an interesting way, they assume you're competent, and the other factors that I just listed are really much more important to them. They've been and will continue to be your best teachers. Now, you're also entering a world that's changing. The environment is changing. The fact this marvelous gift goes to a Faculty of Health Sciences, now incorporating 5 colleges. The fact that there's a Regulated Health Professions Act that now incorporates 22 professions, I think is a signal that all of our worlds are changing. The guilds that we've been so used to for, in our case, several thousand years, are weakening, and they're being replaced by concepts of collaborative care, team-based care, interprofessional activities that will continue to grow as other options for care. Some of that will be threatening to physicians, some of that will be threatening to you as individuals, because the change that comes with it is really quite transformative. I think we do need to allow change, we do need to evolve, and I think the final test you should continuously ask yourself through that change is, will this be better for patient care, patient outcomes, or patient access? And if the answer is yes, we should be supportive. Now, 70% of you are staying here for your residency training, which is wonderful. 30% are leaving, and we expect that 30% to return. So that's just a heads up. We will find you and hunt you down. Within the context, whether here or away, it's important that you become advocates for your patients, that you become especial advocates for patients with the greatest needs, and that you learn to balance the advocacy for patients with the advocacy for larger structures and the community. That's a very tough balance to find, but it's one that as health professionals we have a special responsibility to bear. In this country, that special advocacy and special effort and special responsibility must include First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples whose health status is far below what we should expect or accept as reasonable. And I think the recent Truth and Reconciliation Commission report and the many inputs that went into that report that speak of cultural genocide really help define that special responsibility and role that physicians in particular must play in reconciling those horrible events. Finally, as witnessed here today, remember your role as citizens, as volunteers, as philanthropists, and now the bar is set pretty high, $30 million. We hope will be the floor of your donations in the future. But really the concept of becoming givers, giving back to the community that has supported you. And of course, there's no better role model than we've seen on the stage this morning. Thank you.
I would like to address a word or two just to family and friends who are here joining the graduates. This ceremony is an interesting combination of institutional things, some of which you've seen, we'll see a little bit more of that, and personal things when we turn our attention to the individual graduates. And so there's a mixture of formality. You know we don't dress like this all the time, and that imposes a little bit of distance, but we want this to be a joyful and family experience. So when we get through the other preliminaries and we come to the part of the program where each of the graduates comes up and is recognized by name and receives the appropriate things on the platform, is greeted by the Chancellor and so on, that moment will be brief. And if you've come here, as most have, to celebrate a particular person, don't miss the moment. We encourage verbal and other expressions of your pride.
The highest honor that the Senate of the University can confer upon an individual is an honorary doctorate. At the University of Manitoba, the criteria includes distinguished achievement in scholarship, the arts, or public service. Our honorary graduate this afternoon is Dr. Paul Handleff. Four decades ago, Dr. Handleff started an important conversation about a tough topic. As one of the first physicians in Canada to recognize the need for end-of-life care, he pioneered an honest, delicate way for doctors to speak with their patients about their needs, their wishes, their fears. During a long career as head of the palliative care unit at St. Boniface General Hospital, Dr. Handleff came to realize many patients, as he says, didn't want to go down fighting an impossible fight. And so in the twilight years of his own life, he's become a supporter of physician-assisted death for those desperate to end their suffering when palliative measures fail. His courageous stance on this controversial issue is matched by his compassion, humility, and steadfast leadership. He has helped thousands of patients and their families and mentored a generation of caregivers who are inspired not only by his expertise, but by his dedication. The son of a prosperous entrepreneur and a doting nurse, Dr. Handleff grew up in Stonewall, Manitoba. He was a happy Boy Scout, content to while away many hours making clay models and carving wood. Inspired by a sophisticated New York aunt, he dabbled in the arts and briefly studied sociology and philosophy, all of which would later influence his perspective on death and the dying. He always wanted to be a doctor. Pursuing medicine at the University of Manitoba, he won prizes and scholarships in the heart of a Dutch girl who had come to work for a year at the medical college. As he went about raising 6 children with his wife Nell, he settled into life as a family physician, working part-time with Dr. Jack McDonald, a pioneer in the field of geriatrics. Gradually, Dr. Handleff moved into administration, helping design Manitoba's personal care home program that today cares for roughly 10,000 people across 130 facilities. In 1975, Dr. Handleff joined the team at St. Boniface General Hospital, the first hospital in Canada to develop a program for patients nearing the end of their lives. He quickly became the unit's heart and soul. Never a religious man, he nonetheless developed a spirituality that saw life as a pilgrimage. And in exploring that journey, he collaborated on the first study of depression and suicidal thinking in terminal illness. This widely cited research urged us to see the dying as they are, not as we wish them to be. Dr. Handleff focused on the human rather than the disease. He taught generations of students to do the same, advancing health policy while overseeing the palliative care system in Manitoba. Dr. Handleff retired at 60, only to become the founding president of the Canadian Palliative Care Association and head of what is now Palliative Manitoba. He helped to shape the direction of progress of end-of-life care across Canada, earning international respect and accolades along the way. It is through his commitment that palliative care is a core service in our province's hospitals, helping about 1,300 patients each year, and it is through his leadership that Manitoba has a robust research program that is making an impact internationally. In his words, dying can be a pretty grim business, yet there's nothing somber about this newly remarried man who has brought light to his patients in their darkest hours. He's a scientist, physician, and administrator who has created a legacy of care. Mr. Chancellor, it is an honor to ask on behalf of the Senate at the University of Manitoba that you confer on Dr. Handleff the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Handleff.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, I will be speaking primarily to graduands. A lot of paper here, but I have a time limit. and it's written in very large font, so it isn't as formidable as it looks. 60 years ago, this spring, I was a happy, proud graduate just like you. Today, I'm being honored for my role in the introduction of palliative care here in Manitoba. Like you, I am proud and happy today. For you, it is a great step into independence. For me, it is a unique opportunity to testify to what I learned about medical practice in those 60 years. Fundamentally, two things. There are many different professions involved in health and illness. And secondly, every person is unique, both as they live and how they die. I'm going to speak separately of what I'll call multi-professional care and personal uniqueness. Then I will close with a perspective on the relationship between professional care providers and patients. First, interdisciplinary care. Today, I am being honored for the development of palliative care. It is common practice to attach honor to one person for what is really the work of many. Many without whom the work could not have been accomplished. So today I have as my personal guests representatives of many disciplines who contributed to enriching care in the care of the dying here. Their contribution was not just getting work done, it was augmenting what biomedicine can offer, bringing to bear the conceptual frameworks and skills of their particular professions. Let me introduce these guests. I want us to recognize and honor them too for their essential contributions to developing palliative care in Manitoba. I'd like you to consider the many aspects of illness that they cover, aspects which extend well beyond biomedicine. I'm going to ask each of them to stand when I name them. Margaret Hurl, they're all over here. Margaret Hurl was home care coordinator, focused our attention on supporting patients and families at home, even though we were in a hospital facility. And that resulted in a policy to admit our patients directly from home, and that was a priority admission, so they didn't have to go through assessment in an emergency department, but could go directly to where they were known and could have supportive care immediately. Janet Banks was the head nurse in most of the years I was there. She set an expectation of cooperative teamwork for all the nurses and supervised the writing of all our symptom control protocols written in, I'll call it nursing language, which is based on symptoms and function. This meant that nurses could change dose, route of administration, even change drugs without the delay of having to call a doctor. That in turn means immediate response to the patient's needs. Elliot Fingeroth, a clinical pharmacist, used his knowledge of the equivalent effectiveness of different drugs and of their pharmacodynamics to create symptom control protocols, and he used his experience in community pharmacies to help patients anticipate the availability of drugs when they were discharged from hospital using their own particular drugstore. Fred Nelson, a social worker who outlasted me by years in palliative care, he was able to draw patient, family, and staff into open discussion of concerns about their caring roles and about differing attitudes to the kinds of decisions and treatment choices that are being made, particularly in palliative care. Cornell Rempel, pastoral or spiritual care, able to help patients dealing with questions of the meaning of life and of life's values, but he also helped then us with our grasp of those values so that we were able to deal with the patient appropriately. The next two I'll introduce weren't part of the team, but had a big influence directly on me. Joe Comfort, I think many of the students here will know Joe Comfort, medical anthropology. Gave an insight into cultural and intercultural differences and on the interpersonal communication that emerges out of that and the kind of treatment decisions that are made. And finally, John Bond in human ecology, who helped support the academic and public attention to the role of palliative care and fatal illness. I cannot take credit for their contributions, but I can certainly rejoice that I could work with them. There were many others. They would exceed the number of guests I was allowed today. They would, in fact, outnumber the 100 and some graduates here today. Now, a few words about the uniqueness of every person. In medicine, we learn about what is common to humans: anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, etc., what is general about infection, trauma, neoplasia, and so on, about human development and mental illness. But in real life, there are as many unique configurations of all these ideas as there are persons. Consider the range of the following list. I'm going to start with something of minor importance, but very familiar, about the uniqueness of people. Some people can't tolerate caffeine. But more seriously, drugs have to be titrated for each individual. Some people have particular moral compunction about certain therapies. Some are more concerned about the impact of their illness and decisions on others than they are on themselves. There are people who fight for life and limb against all odds, and there are others who calmly accept disability, decline, and death when they see treatment as a burden and futile in their situation. Medicine must engage with these aspects of individuality, but many of these aspects are not central to medical education. For other disciplines, they are central. New medical graduates moving into more independent practice are entering a new arena. As students, you are answerable to teachers for what is central in medicine. As practitioners, you face patients who do not speak biomedical language, who bring all their uniqueness with them, unique reactions, capacities, responsibilities, values, fears, hopes, beliefs, and experiences. There are resources outside medicine, resources which can help patient and physician come to terms with individual needs and appropriate actions. Now, to conclude, I would say that all professional caregivers have a privileged, intimate access to human life, with its complexities of growth and development, its hopes and fears, joys and achievements, griefs, decline, and death. But besides privilege and special knowledge and skills, we can also bring common humanity. And I have a little list. We are all mortal. There are conditions which are irremediable. Knowledge is never complete. Hope, care, praying, healthy lifestyle can all help, but can also fail. Acknowledging our limits is necessary if there is to be solidarity between caregivers and patients. Graduates, go to your careers. Rejoice in what you are capable of doing and in how much more can be done collaboratively. Live honestly and humbly with life's real limitations.
Congratulations and thank you, Dr. Handleff. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Patricia Bovey, and I am the Chair of the Board of Governors of the University of Manitoba. It is my pleasure to introduce the Distinguished Service Award recipient being honored this year. Distinguished Service Awards are conferred by the Board of Governors on the basis of distinguished contributions to Manitoba in areas which are of major interest to the University of Manitoba and/or those which are directly associated with the university. I am pleased to present this Distinguished Service Award to Dr. William Pope. Dr. Pope firmly believes that each one of us has a unique gift which we can offer the world. We find that gift through education. A dedicated physician and administrator for decades, Dr. Pope's love of learning came from his parents, both of whom had university degrees, a rarity back in the 1930s. He was just a young boy when he knew he wanted to be a doctor, driven by a curiosity to explore and a deep desire to help people. To this day, he says the greatest determinant of success in our life is whether or not we are making a difference in the lives of others. After doing his undergraduate medical degree and anesthesia residency here, he was a fellow in Harrow, England, where he researched the health risks of exposure to inhaled anesthetics. His findings had a far-reaching impact. They would lead to new guidelines to protect pregnant women, both patients and those working in operating rooms. Dr. Pope went on to be head of adult anesthesia at the Health Sciences Center and program director in anesthesiology. As the latter, he created the first formal undergraduate education curriculum in this specialty. It was eventually adopted across the country. He was also the chief oral examiner in anesthesia for the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada. And later, he became this university's undergraduate associate dean. He says he feels fortunate to have enjoyed a career in medicine that allowed him not only to care for generations of patients, but train other doctors in new approaches in a field that has evolved tremendously over the years. Dr. Pope himself has continued to evolve. A lifelong learner, in 1990, he decided to go back to school and earn a law degree here at the U of M. This newly acquired expertise was valuable when he was recruited as Executive Vice President of Medical Services at St. Joseph's Hospital in Hamilton, Ontario. When he returned to Manitoba, he took on the role of assistant and later registrar and CEO of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Manitoba, the regulatory authority for physicians in our province. For years, he helped navigate an evolving landscape of medical education and practice. It was Dr. Pope who convinced the council of the college that international medical graduates should be assessed, registered, and licensed to work in Manitoba. Because of his pioneering efforts, our province became one of the first in Canada to institute an in-province comprehensive clinical assessment for international medical graduates. Other provinces have viewed this as the gold standard. Since 2001, the College of Medicine has accredited more than 300 internationally trained physicians to practice here in Manitoba. Also, because of Dr. Pope's efforts, Manitoba became the first in Canada to register and license physician assistants. He then supported the College of Medicine in establishing Canada's first physician assistant master's training program. Every year, this program attracts as applicants from hundreds of prospective students from across the nation. And last year, the entire graduating class accepted jobs here in Manitoba. Dr. Pope's contributions to the well-being of the community extends far beyond medicine. A tireless volunteer, he sits on several boards of organizations, including the Council of St. John's College. He is also involved in many arts organizations, particularly those associated with music, Manitoba Opera, Camerata Nova, and formerly the Winnipeg Symphony. As a man of science, Dr. Pope believes that the healthiest communities are infused with culture and creativity. I am pleased to ask Dr. William Pope to come forward and accept the Distinguished Service Award.
Good morning, Chancellor Sector, President Barnard, Dr. Rady, faculty, guests, and class of 2016. My name's Ira Ripstein, and I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education, and it's my honor to present awards to some of the members of the class of 2016. The first award is the Freyr Mcbain Award, which will be presented by Dr. Jillian Horton, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, to a member of the graduating class having demonstrated the most genuine compassion and profound interest in caring for those in need of medical assistance. And the award goes to Priya Sharma. The next award is the Dr. Harold Popham Scholarship, presented by Dr. Elizabeth Doyle, Program Director in Pediatrics, to a graduating student with good academic standing in pediatrics who has been accepted to a postgraduate studies in pediatrics for the next academic session. And the award goes to Jacqueline Rochelle. The Tet Pin Yong Award in Undergraduate Surgery is presented by Dr. Jack McPherson, Department Head of Department of Surgery, to a graduating student recommended by the head of the Department of Surgery and the fourth-year clinical coordinator. And the award goes to Caitlin Adey. The Charlotte W. Ross Memorial Award will be presented by Dr. Jenna McNaught, Clerkship Director in Obstetrics and Gynecology, to a graduating student who has received the highest ranking in the selection process for admissions to the postgraduate program in Obstetrics and Gynecology, and who enrolls full-time in the next academic session in the postgraduate medical education program in the Faculty of Health Sciences in Obstetrics and Gynecology. And the award goes to Paige Isaby. The Katherine Claussen Memorial Award will be presented by Mrs. Linda Hamilton Claussen, the mother of Katherine Claussen, to a graduating student who is recognized by peers and instructors as having demonstrated a high level of compassion, humanism, and as having modeled a patient-centered approach to care. And the award goes to Amit Barge. The Dr. John M. Emble Award for Excellence in Clinical Infectious Diseases will be presented by Dr. John Emble to the graduating student who has demonstrated a commitment to the field of infectious diseases and is judged to have future potential in this field. There are two winners, Jennifer Ziegler and Peter James Stepaniak. The Dr. William Webster Award will be presented by Dr. Eric Jacobson, Professor and Chair of the Department of Anesthesia, to a graduating student who has demonstrated excellent core knowledge of anesthesia, outstanding basic anesthesia skills, a high level of professionalism in all interactions with patients and healthcare team members, and extraordinary potential as a future physician. And the award goes to Samuel Neely. The Lucas Charnecchio Memorial Award presented by Dr. Vladimir Charnecki to a graduating student ranked highly in the internal medicine selection process who has shown a commitment to the service of others through compassion, integrity, and understanding toward their needs, and who enrolls full-time in the next academic session in the postgraduate medical education program in the Faculty of Health Sciences in internal medicine. And the award goes to James Stone. The James Walker Wood, MD, Convocation Prize in Family Medicine, presented by Dr. Amanda Condon, Clerkship Director in Family Medicine, to a graduating student who has demonstrated excellence in his or her performance during the family medicine rotation and has been accepted to postgraduate resident training. And the award goes to Elise Geiser Edwards. The Manitoba Medical College Foundation Jack Hildes Award, presented by Dr. Elske Hildes Ripstein to a member of the graduating class who most exemplifies those qualities of humanity, personal discipline, keen curiosity, scientific inquiry, social responsibility, and good citizenship, which enhance a career in medicine and advance health in the community. And the award goes to Adam Yan. The Manitoba Medical College Foundation Robin Krause Human Values Convocation Prize will be presented by Dr. Amanda Condon to a graduating student who best exhibits the traits inherent in the mission statement and goals of the Human Values Program. And the award goes to Gail Pollard. The Manitoba Medical College Foundation Paul Nara Convocation Prize in Family Medicine will be presented by Dr. Amanda Condon and is presented in recognition of a student who has demonstrated excellence in his or her performance during the Family Medicine Public Health Clerkship rotation and who has been accepted to postgraduate studies in family medicine for the next academic session. And the award goes to Elise Geiser Edwards. We will now have the handing over of the sticks. And and there actually are sticks. The outgoing honorary senior stick, and this honorary senior stick is chosen by the Manitoba Medical Students Association for being an excellent professor.
Department of Obstetrics.
The, I have one more prize. Oh, next page. Right. The Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology and Reproductive Sciences Convocation Prize presented by Dr. Jenna McNaught to a graduating student with the highest academic standing in the class who has been accepted to postgraduate studies in obstetrics and gynecology for the next academic session. And the award goes to Paige Isaby. Also in your program, you will see a listing of awards previously presented or to be presented in the next couple of weeks. Please peruse those at your leisure. We now have the handing over of the sticks, and the outgoing honorary senior stick is Dr. Mark Torsha, the professor of anatomy, and Dr. Torsha will hand the stick to Dr. Aviva Goldberg from the Department of Pediatrics and the co-director of the professionalism course. And now our Manitoba Medical Students Association outgoing senior stick, soon to be Dr. Robert Schmidt, will hand over the stick to Josh Palais, incoming president of the Manitoba Medical Students Association.
Good morning. My name is Robert Schmidt. I'm a member of the class of 2016, as well as the outgoing senior stick for the Manitoba Medical Students Association. On behalf of all students, I wish to thank you, Dr. Rady, for your great generosity to the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences and the Max Rady College of Medicine. Your generosity will greatly enhance our school's learning environment and identity. It is with honor and pride that students will refer to their school as the Max Rady College of Medicine. Dr. Rady, you have shared the Rady name with our school. We wish to share a tradition of our own as a gesture of appreciation. The senior stick refers both to the president of the Manitoba Medical Students Association, as well as a stick or staff that serves as a symbol of the senior stick. Each year, the senior stick is ceremoniously passed from the outgoing to incoming senior stick, and the name of the senior stick is written on the rings that line the stick. This uniquely Manitoba tradition began in the early 1900s and would certainly have been present when your father graduated in 1920. In order to share this tradition with Dr. Rady, it is our intention to clone the senior stick. No, not clone Josh or myself, but the senior stick staff itself. We wish to present this stick to Dr. Rady, which is a replica of one of our sticks. The design incorporates the College of Medicine crest, the flag of St. George, which is used in the Manitoba's coat of arms, the motto, Fiat Lux, let there be light, and the Ascopulus, a symbol of medicine. It has been topped with a bison, a symbol of Manitoba. Finally, it has been engraved with the new faculty and college names, the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences and the Max Rady College of Medicine. Once again, Dr. Rady, thank you for your tremendous generosity. Please come forward to accept the senior stick as a sign of our appreciation.
This is beautiful. My enemies take note. I'm now equipped and armed.
I now invite Chancellor Harvey Sector to address convocation.
Thank you, Mr. Braun. One of the special privileges accorded to the Chancellor is the opportunity to participate in convocations. It's an honor to be here today to join you, the graduates, your family and friends, in celebrating the completion of your program. Congratulations to all the students who received awards or will be receiving prizes for their individual accomplishments. It's been said that in addition to your degree, one of the things you take with you upon graduation is the reputation of your school and your university. Dr. Handleff, Dr. Pope, and Dr. Rady have joined the many others whose contributions to the Academy, your profession, and the community at large have made this a most enviable reputation. Although, as we heard from the Dean, having an enviable reputation is not sufficient. And as Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, wise people have long known that in a changing world, worthy institutions can only be conserved by adjusting them to the changing time. Since its foundations in the 1880s, medical education has been one of Manitoba's most worthy institutions. Notwithstanding that, during the past few years, members of all the healthcare units at the University of Manitoba have been developing plans to realize the goal of positioning the University of Manitoba as an international leader in healthcare education, training, research, and practice. Today's remarkable announcement clearly provides expanded capacity for the new Max Rady College of Medicine within the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences to realize that dream. Bob Welch once wrote that dreams are all about partnerships when he said, they require a dreamer and a dream maker, someone with the vision to get someplace new, and someone else willing to help them get there. Dr. Rady, as we've heard, a doctor with a different stripe, and now a man who carries a big stick, joins our Manitoba group of dream makers, special friends of the University of Manitoba, whose commitment will ensure that the best is yet to come. But I encourage all of you, as our newest alumni, to become engaged in helping create that future. In doing so, I'm sure that you'll do what you can to see the reputation of your faculty and the University of Manitoba enhanced even further by the contributions you'll make to the profession and to your chosen community, wherever that may be. Nelson Mandela encouraged all of us not to settle for a life that's less than the one that we're capable of living. All of us associated with the university hope that as you reflect back on the time you spent here, you'll feel that while you were here, you moved just a little further along the path towards becoming all that you were meant to be. Congratulations to all of you, and best wishes for professional careers and personal lives that are filled with both much success and even more satisfaction and happiness. Good luck to all of you.
Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor to request, on behalf of the University Senate, that you confer upon the candidates the degrees earned by them, as these shall later be announced. Will those who are to receive degrees please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled, with all of the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. I also admit in absentia those who've completed the requirements for these degrees, but who are not today able to be present.
Will those who are in the front row please remain standing? Others, please resume your seats. Mr. Chancellor, may I now present the candidates whom you have admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Medicine and Doctor of Medicine with Dr. Brian Postal, Dean of the College of Medicine. presenting the parchments. Alisa Amuela. Leanne Angeli Altabano Arsenis. Sanjay Bansal. Amit Singh Barge. Sarah Rayanne Blelick. Matthew Chulung Chung. Stephen Edginton. Jessica Sarah Enns. Adam George Edward Erickson. Chang'a Gim. Rebecca Colette Lang. Jordan Sean Lerner. William Siwon Liang. Robin Lee McClelland. Mark Atef Charles Nasser. Quinn Wynn. Antonio D'Amico Paletta. Gail Pollard. Taryn Prashar. Alexandra Kalish Pryor. Jacqueline Denise Rochelle. Rebecca Danielle Yvonne Rittberg. Margot Anne Marie Rosenthal. Robert Adam Schmidt. Peter James Richard Stepaniak. James Kenneth Stone. Brian Stephen Torden. Christopher John Alexander Walmsley. Mark Chu Su. Sari Brenna Yakubovich. Adam Paul Yan. And now, Mr. Chancellor, may I present the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Caitlin Kimberly Adey. Trevor Angus. Jordan Michael Banman. Lyra de Fatima Barchette. Genoa Elena Leslie Beaupre. Gregory Michael Beller. Patrick Edward Boreski. Alistair Brown. Brittany Leanne Burkett. Wilfred Chan. Lonnie Chang. Ruchi Chiba. Jin Hyungjin Choi. Kirsten Melanie Clark. Christopher Wayne Claussen. Bernard Lewis Cox. Jordan Alexander Cram. Elise Deborah Crocker. Yen Ming Kang. Caitlin Amy Sear. Aaron Daniel DeBenna. Sean Michael Feynman. Elise Carmel Geyser Edwards. Jitender Singh Gill. Kamalpreet Kaur Gill. Zoe Glover. Patrick Aiden Goris. Angela Tressa Ruth Griffith. Michael Halderson. Joshua Anthony Allen Harrow. Diana Amy Houle. Nicholas James Humniski. Erica Page Isaby. David Edward Jans. Murtaza Shabir Kapasi. Matthew David Cates. Diane Kim. Esther Kim. Brady Cornelson. Jordan Croker. Matthew William Cullis. Ivan Patrick Landego. Alyssa Brianne Loader. Duncan James McGuire. Corey Lee McFarlane. Kristen Marie McPhail. Helmut Ricardo Muller Moran. Samuel Peter Neufeld. Samuel Eric Neely. Melanie Allison No. Sean Perzada. Christopher Russell Proctor. Razvan Perza. Rustam Fatovich Rafikov. Scott Gordon Richardson. Jennifer Hijin Ryu. Nicholas Adam Smeal Sader. Neil William Salter. Pooja Sharma Kaushik. Priya Sharma. James Russell Philippe Simmons. Manisha Singh. Prabjot Singh. Connor Steele Sommerfeld. Miranda Janet Sopel. Laura Roslyn Pope Tapley. Phoebe Jean-Ann Thiessen. Andrea Marie Wills. Victor Chengyu Yang. Michael John Allen Zdan. Surong Zhang. Jennifer Ann Ziegler.
They're already acting like doctors. You've got to herd them like cats. Anyway, are you ready? Please stand. And all physicians. Okay, with me. Now being admitted to the profession of medicine, I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life in service of humanity. I will give respect and gratitude to my deserving teachers. I will practice medicine with conscience and dignity. The health and life of my patients will be my first consideration. I will hold in confidence all that my patient confides in me. I will maintain the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my brothers and sisters. I will not permit consideration of race, religion, nationality, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect of human life. Even under threat, I will not use my knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. These promises I make freely and upon my own. Thank you. And now for the moment the students have all been waiting for. Connor Summerfield, please come forward as the valedictorian.
Beta blocker, we're good, okay. So, welcome, distinguished faculty, staff, family, friends, guests, and the graduates, now physicians, of the class of 2016. Congratulations to Dr. Paul Handleff. Your mark on modern palliative care will help guide us as future physicians. Because of you, we are better equipped to care at the end of life when patients may need us most. Congratulations to Dr. William Pope. His tireless dedication to administration volunteerism, and just being actually quite fantastic to us. I thank you very much on behalf of my class. Thank you to Dr. Ernest Rady. He's intimidating with the stick. Yeah. That was for me. The speakers before me today have done an excellent job in really illustrating the significance of your transformative pledge, and I am now proud to be associated with the Max Rady College of Medicine. On behalf of the class of 2016 and the future classes, thank you. With that said, I do have a couple ideas as what we could do with that pledge. So, I'm thinking the third level, probably second, and then outside. Starbucks. So that'd be 4 within the atrium then, so good. I know it's low-hanging fruit, but I figured I would still pluck it while there's still plants available before it's surrounded by a construction zone. So, okay. Now, if the graduates, please, if you could pull out your mobile devices, you'll need to know this number. It's 14560. Okay, that's today's Top Hat audience attendance code. So you'll get credit for this. Excellent. You can just freely text it to our remote classmates. It's fine. It's fine. I actually have an admission, and my admission is that the rest of this speech has been slightly paraphrased, actually completely, overtly, explicitly plagiarized with clear intent. As long as everybody's okay with that, we'll move forward, and it looks like we're good. So, okay, great. Remember then that you allowed this to happen, so you're now all a part of this. Dr. Lee Isaacs of the class of 1975, his valedictory address starts, "Today we're finished medical school. It's been a long grind and my money ran out long ago." A high school friend of mine now has 4 kids and has 14 years seniority with the railway. Dr. Isaacs, I'm with you on the long grind. The finances could be better. And like the class of 1975, the class of 2016 certainly did sacrifice much in their pursuit of medicine. For example, we recently lost funding for free lunches. So, it's true hardship in medical school today. So in 1975, Dr. Isaacs said, "Think back 4 years ago, milk cost 26 cents a quart." So embarrassingly, I had to use a Google calculator to realize that a quart is roughly 1 liter. And that according to Stats Canada, it's about 10 times that price now. So things have changed. But like the class of 75, I believe that we came into medicine deluded, but relatively the sane, normal people. This is what Dr. Isaacs said. And you know what? The class of 2016, I'll give us this one, okay? I think that, relatively normal, fairly sane, but definitely equally we were as deluded. Dr. Isaacs again. "I remember thinking the corridors in the old buildings smelled bad, especially the one outside Theater A." So, Dr. Isaacs, you'll be happy to know that Theater A is still alive and well today, and there's actually audience members there now. So I'm going to leave it all to you to decide for yourself on its scent. Please, after the convocation, it's just up there to your left. It's on the hallway. You can't miss it. I'm available afterwards to hear your impression. So, Dr. Isaac, again, speaking of Theater A, remember that little spiel the dean gave us about how none of us had to worry about failing? So, I don't know. This might be a little bit of a spoiler for the upcoming medical classes, but it looks as though, just like me, the deans have been recycling the same material for about 40 years. So we had the same spiel about our licensing examination. But hey, look, it can't be all that bad of advice. Look at the 100-plus graduates in front of me today. You look great. Good job. Sure. Yeah. Good for you. On pre-clerkship, Dr. Isaacs goes on to say, we began to learn medical English where a nosebleed is epistaxis, an upset stomach, gastroenteritis, and the fundus is the top of the stomach, the bottom of the gallbladder, and the back of the eyeball. 40 years later, the class of 2016 survived countless lectures, tutorials, gross anatomy labs, small group sessions, over 6 systematic blocks of medical knowledge, which were paired with 6 well-deserved and well-lit class parties. We attended interest group pizzas lunches en masse. We even turned to creative ways to fall into our own special individual economic crises. But we leveraged those for tropical vacations, shopping sprees, and other sprees to cope with the stresses of medical school. So, Dr. Isaacs, the time came when we left the relative security of the classroom for the hospital wards. My stomach was in a perpetual knot. Remember how it felt when you had to present a patient to Parkinson? So, I mean, although Dr. Parkinson and the class of 2016 have never met, I think all of us can relate to the first patient presentation. And there were many firsts around this time in clerkship. First patient, first rounds, first call shift, first differential diagnosis, first order, first procedure, and first page. Actually, Dr. Isaacs had a few thoughts on his pager, and it goes, the terror of being on call all alone at night, that pager. So I can guarantee, Dr. Isaacs, you know what, I think I might still have your pager here, and it does ring in the middle of the night still. And, you know, I think that in this time, there were really many lasts. Last block exam, last MBME, last capstone project, last quality improvement poster, last student reflection piece, and the last time falling asleep in the OR to catch yourself only a centimeter before the sterile field. That's a personal admission. And hopefully, one last MCC QE Part 1. Class of 2016, we have experienced and accomplished much. In this audience, there are Manitoba Medical Students Association award winners, newly minted convocation award winners, BSc degree and award recipients, published authors. But what's best is that these same people grew families, were intramural champions, represented their class proudly at Beer and Skids, were cross-border classic champions, and Ice Bowl participants. We've also collectively withstood over 400 criminal record checks. So, certainly the graduates of 2016 will be well-balanced, resilient physicians ready to provide the most for their patients. Thank you to the parents, family, and significant others who supported and provided us through medical school. Please, graduates following this speech, find your family and give them that big hug, give them that big kiss, and let them know how much they mean to you. To my family, thank you for everything and for always being there. I didn't even lose any money. UGME staff and admissions, thank you for making the right decision on allowing us to enter the College of Medicine, now Max Rady College of Medicine, and for your relentless support behind the scenes. Without you, the college would not run. And personally, I would like to thank you for guiding me through the Opal portal, through the jump login, and through the D2L settings so that I could change my email address to the umanitoba.ca. To student affairs, thank you for replying to the daily 100-plus always urgent emails around CARMS time, for nurturing dreams and helping us realize career goals, for finding a place for us, for advocating on our behalf, and for simply being present during our most vulnerable moments. To the faculty, professors, and mentors we've had along the way, thank you for guiding us through a challenging curriculum, for making us stronger and faster on the wards, for providing wisdom and candid advice. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely not for me. Dr. Postal, I think this one might be for you. The shtick, okay. So now, look, it's been over 40 years since Dr. Isaacs' valedictory address to the class of 1975. Medicine has changed, and medicine has stayed the same. The pace of progress will continue to increase rapidly. And as graduates living within the information age, we have access to more than any other graduating class before us, and it's readily available at our fingertips. Likewise, our patients are better informed than ever before. They will push us and they will challenge us. The modern patient-physician relationship must be one of flexibility and transparency in practice. And to create and maintain this relationship, we are faced with a challenge. A challenge to put down your phone, to close your laptop, to take off your white coat, and to look up from that glow and see the patient in front of you for who they are. A person with individual goals, ideas, wants, and needs. And in doing this, each interaction can be gratifying and as unique as the person before you. So with that, congratulations to the class of 2016. Let's enjoy today and see what we can accomplish tomorrow. Thank you.
This brings us to the end of our proceedings. I would ask guests that you remain in your seats until the academic procession has left the hall, and then enjoy the reception. And I now adjourn convocation until May 31st at 9:30 a.m.